Geometry checkpoint 11, volumes and surface areas of prisms and cylinders. The volume in cubic units of a prism or a cylinder can be found by multiplying the area of the base by the height. And remember, your capital B, it's area of the base. And we talked a lot about this in the beginning, about how it's different levels. And then the height of your whole prism is how many levels you have, basically. Now to find your surface area, which is going to be in square units, of either of these solids, you're going to multiply, add the areas of the bases, and then add the area of the lateral faces as well. Let's go ahead and do an example. So to find the volume, again, we've got area of our base times our height. So with a cylinder, my base is a circle. So I'm going to have pi times radius squared. Now my radius for this one is 5. So 5 squared is going to give me 25, and I'm just going to leave it in terms of pi for now, and then I will go back and multiply by pi at the end. Now the height of my whole cylinder is 2. So for my volume, I'm going to multiply 25 pi times 2. 25 times 2 is going to give me 50. And of course we don't want to forget our units cubed. Now some of you are probably going, I like to multiply by 3.14, and that's fine. So if you go ahead and multiply 50 by 3.14, you're going to get 157. Alright, so that's the easier one. For surface area, when you look at the net of a cylinder, you can see we've got 2 circular bases. So I've got 2 times my area of my base, which for this one I already know that my base is 25 pi. Now when I unwrap my cylinder, I've got my 2 bases, and then I get a rectangle. So to find the area of your rectangle, you already know this side is the height of the whole cylinder. So then the question is, what's this length here? But if you look, this length matches up nicely with your circle. So you've got your perimeter, or your circumference, since it's a circle. So, the height we already have as 2. And then for my circumference, which is going to be 2 times pi times my radius, which is 5. 2 times 5 will give me 10. So for my surface area, I've got 2 times the area of my base, which is 25 pi, plus, which are my 2 circular bases. Then we got my rectangle, which we've got a height of 2. And we've got an edge, which is the circumference of the circle, which is going to give me 10 pi. 2 times 25 will give me 50 pi. 2 times 10 will give me 20 pi. And when I add those, I get 70. And of course, it's going to be units squared. Now, again, if you'd rather leave your answers in decimal form, if we jump back here, we've got 70 times 3.14, which gives me 219.8. Excellent. So again, volume, area of your base times your height. Surface area, it's 2 of your bases plus your height of your cylinder times the circumference of the base. So, with the triangular prism, it's the same thing. So for my volume, I still have base times height. Now remember, for your base, it's a triangle. So we're going to have base times height divided by 2. So hopefully as you're looking at this triangular prism, alright, you see we've got a right triangle, and you know with right triangles we use our legs, so I've got 3 times, but then you don't know what that other side is. So you're going to have to do the Pythagorean theorem. So we got 3 squared plus, we'll call it x squared, equals 5 squared. 3 squared is 9, 5 squared is 25. You subtract 9 from both sides, which gives you 16. And then we're going to take a square root. We get x equals 4. You may have also noticed that it's a Pythagorean triple of 3, 4, 5, in which case, good job, great job, we love that. 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is going to give you 6. So again, we're going to look at the mat. We again have two of our bases, which are triangles in this case, but it doesn't matter which the shape is. It's still going to be two bases. And again, when I unfold it, I get a rectangle. So again, my rectangle is going to be my base times my height. And of course, one of the height here is the height of the prism, so I can just use my capital H again. And then for my base here, this edge, they match up here when I fold them down, and they match up here. So this length here is whatever the perimeter of my base is. So again, we've got a P, because polygons have perimeters, circles of circumferences. So we already know the base is 6. We already know the height is 8. So for my perimeter, we just have to add up all my sides. So I've got 3 plus 4 plus 5, which gives me 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. So my surface area, we've got 2 times my base, which is 6, plus 8 times my height of 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 8 times 12 is 96, which when I add those up is going to give me 108 units squared. Remember, area is always in units squared. Alright, hopefully that helps you work through a little bit about the surface area and the volumes of prisms and cylinders. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at Mrs. Brenner, MRSBRENER @gmail.com. Thank you and have a good night.